I saw my brother's ghost while he was talking in his room next to mine. First of all, English isn't my first language, so please bear with me. When I was a kid, my brother had a friend over and it was already in the middle of the night. My room was across his and my bed was placed in a way I couldn't directly look over to his room. I always had a small light on because I used to fear the darkness as a kid. So I was just lying in my bed and staring at my door, because my brother and his friend kept talking and laughing and it kept me from falling asleep. Then suddenly, I saw something entering my room. I realized it was my brother, but things were off, because I kept hearing his laugh out of his room from the other side. When he entered my room, I was able to look through his whole body, and his body seemed kinda blurry. He also didn't walk towards me, because his legs didn't move. He teleported in really small steps, like 30 centimeters. I also remember him having black crosses instead of eyes. When he almost reached my bed, I hid under my bed cover for a short time, and when I looked up again, it was gone. One of the scariest experiences of my life, to be honest. The doll that stared at me. Yes, the creepy doll content that no one particularly enjoys. I grew up in England in what my family referred to as an upside down house. Basically, the row of houses were built on a hill, so you entered into the upstairs, your whole living room, dining room, kitchen, and toilet, and went downstairs for bedroom, which opened out onto the garden. The house itself was never comfortable. For context, I'd have birthday parties where kids would line up to use the upstairs bathroom instead of daring to use the downstairs one. My mom found a cross necklace in her wardrobe one time. Another time, her work shirt disappeared and she tore about the whole house, only for it to show up at the very front of her wardrobe, all pressed and clean. Another time, I was in the downstairs bathroom and I was singing nonsense lyrics that I was making up in my head. A male voice sang the next line I had in my head. I ran to the stairs, sat down halfway up, and all I could hear was his laughter. So yeah, fun house. The doll story still remains as the simple most terrifying thing that has ever happened to me, paranormal wise. I honestly can't recall my age, but it was before age 10. I had one of those bunk beds with storage underneath. The night before, I'd set up a soft toy sleepover in my bed. Not relevant, but there you go. I woke up that morning and didn't immediately open my eyes. I could sense someone watching me. I finally opened my eyes and noticed that something feels off about the line of dolls and toys on the shelf over my wardrobe. It's a long, thin room, and this is exactly opposite my bed. One doll's eyes feel different. Still doll eyes, but not. No blinking or movement, but different. I can feel its eyes on me as if it were a human looking at me. Only way I can describe it. I close my eyes and reopen them. Nothing changes. I count to 10 mentally. I throw off the covers, practically jump down the ladder and bail. I turn back at the door and I swear to God this thing is leaning out over the edge of the shelf to watch me go. I hid in my mom's bed with her terrified it would follow me. I later cautiously went back in and stared at it, but it was a doll again. I took it down and hid it in the back of the wardrobe for who knows how long. I've never been comfortable around dolls since. Whatever was in that house, at least wherever was male, liked to scare. I visited the street about 8 years ago after having moved out over a decade ago. The house still gives me the creeps. My mother's friend still lives down the street. She signed up for permanent night shifts at her job because she said dark shadows would peer in her window at night. She also said she senses people coming up behind her when she's home alone. So yeah, fun house, fun street.